Hey YouTube, Survival Savage here again with another episode. So far, I've ordered a few things online. I'm waiting for them to come in. So I was thinking about it. I decided to go ahead and go through my personal firearm inventory and kind of explain why I've built some of the things the way I have, set them up, or why I bought some of the things I have in particular. I'm just kind of take you through my mindset, some of the training I've done with them, and what's what. So this all here covers everything for me at this point, between everyday carry to bug out, and then just different training. Just it's gonna be prepared for different situations. Um, I'll start off with a couple of my everyday carry items. I got this nice belt buckle right here. The pin fell out. I don't know where that went, but it's around here somewhere. Um, these I've come to find are very, very intimidating to quite a few people. It doesn't take a genius to figure out how to use them. A problem that I have with them is that they're a little bit too big for my size and purpose, but still just a good thing to have around. It doesn't take up much space. Not bad. Next up, I have this. Is it Smith and Wesson? I think it was a Smith and Wesson. I can't quite remember. This is a good little tool knife. That's why I bought it. I wish it was assist open. The blade's good on it. I just recently bought this. I actually bought this for work, but I tend to carry it around with me everywhere I go because I forget that it's in my pocket. But then later on, whenever I actually do need it, it comes in handy to have. It's a simple little collapsible knife. I'm more of a full tang fan myself, but for the space and for the purposes, not a bad item to have. I do believe that every bug out kit, every everyday carry kit should have a little pocket knife in them. Whether you need to cut something, use this as a tool, or defend yourself. It's just good to have a knife all the way around, and a good sturdy one at that. This is definitely that. Alright, so my personal everyday carry, I mentioned this in another one of my videos, is this XD Mod 2 45. I've been a fan of XDs for a long time. I am a very, very big, firm believer in them. Let me sit this down for a second. My favorite features about them, you can tell right there, that little tab on the top. Like I mentioned before, that tab raises whenever there's a bullet in the chamber. It's very, very profound and noticeable. There's also this little nipple that sticks out. It's I call it a cocked indicator. I'm not quite sure what the proper term for it is, but it does its job. I kind of find it redundant, but just still, for something that doesn't affect anything, doesn't get in the way, it's not a bad thing to have. Got two safeties on it, one right here, the other one on the trigger right there. I'm a big fan of multiple safeties. I'm honestly a big fan of. I'm the biggest fan of manual safeties. I kind of don't trust these systems, but that's just my own personal paranoia. I have no reason to be that way about it, but this is definitely my first go-to. I love these things. For 45, it comes with two different magazines. One of them is focus. There we go. It's a 9-round magazine. It's the shorty. Everyday. It's what I usually carry in it. You can tell by how worn that bullet is that it gets chambered regularly. I always carry one in the pipe. The other magazine I have. This one's actually a 13. Let me slide this down so you can see that 13th. I know it says 31, but it's actually bam. Anyway, from what I can remember, I actually think these are the full size XT45 mags. They just put this little chingadera on it to go ahead and give you that full grip. I don't usually carry this just because it does make the gun stick out a little, well, the firearm stick out a little bit more. I apologize for using that term, but I do keep one of these in my car at all times, just so I have a mag to reload. The way I figure is that if I'm in a situation, then 9 rounds should be enough to go ahead and get me to my car. I love how small profile this weapon is, and the fact that I do get to carry 9 rounds. The only way I really think to beat that as far as concealed carry would be a 1911 platform, but I'm not a fan of those because those have those tend to have less bullets that you can carry. I've had really good experiences with this. I shot all different types of ammunition through it. I've shot everything from ball to RIP to those Ruger TRXs that I carry, Hornady. I've shot everything through it. Never had a misfire. Never had a malfunction. I put 250 rounds to this pistol in one day, and never once had a misfire. It's spot on accurate every single time I fire it. I actually believe that these are as accurate as the full size XDs. Springfield did a really great job on these. I'm a really big fan of these. If you want to go for a 45, I definitely recommend these. These XDs are slimmer, easier to handle. I believe that they're just superior to every other full high capacity 45 that's out there. Just based on my personal preference, how it fits for me, how it works for me. It's a fantastic firearm. Definitely the best bang for the buck in my opinion. But I'm a big fan of these. I recommend these to everybody all the time. Next is my girlfriend's gun. Literally my girlfriend's gun. I bought this for her. It's a Glock 19 9mm. It's a Generation 3. I bought it brand new for $300 from a pawn shop. I always love buying weapons from pawn shops. I like buying anything from pawn shops. You can usually get something really good for really cheap. I bought her this for the car. I chose a Glock platform just because they are, well, I hate to admit it, but they are pretty decent pistols. This will do its job. I bought this for her for close and short range defense, and I've taken it out and I've taken it out and practiced with it a little bit, and it's definitely it's not again. I have such a bias against Glocks, but this is actually not a bad weapon. I mean, a big reason why I like this one so much is because it's very light, it's very portable. Both my girl, so I'm 6'1", 220 pounds. My girlfriend is 5'1", 110 pounds. There's obviously a drastic difference in our hand sizes, and we can both hold, fire, and operate this weapon with relative ease. And for her, locking a slide back or friggin', chambering around is not the easiest thing in the world. She's just not strong like that. Not to say she's weak. I love you, honey. But, weapons aren't exactly a strong point for her. And this weapon actually is very easy for her to handle. The fact that it lacks quite a few features, such as the grip guard, or the grip safety, the cocked indicator. I noticed I didn't think it had a chamber indicator whenever I first bought it, but I noticed that it does. This is just such. It doesn't really. It's not really that obvious though. So I always just keep one in the chamber and assume that unless it's at home and there's no mag in it, that there's not, or that there is one in the chamber. I do like that if you slap a mag into it, that it gives you the birthday present where the slide automatically locks forward. I do like that. Makes reloading a little bit faster. But yeah, it's a good little gun for both of us that we can both use. Next up, the Henry Survival Rifle. I've covered this in one of my previous videos. It's I think I covered it in the third the Bug Out Bag V1.3. Love this thing. Still love it. I love plinking around with it. Great firearm. Love it. Next up is my AR platform. It is I have an Anderson Arms upper and lower receiver on it. Ergo everything. I'm a big fan of Ergo. Love them. Very, very comfortable equipment. This little flashlight laser combo. Self-explanatory. Love that. Now this site's something I really wanted to talk about. This sight is called a Vortex Spitfire. I love this sight. It's a fixed 3-time magnification. It's got a red, or it has a red or a green reticle on this one. I love it. I absolutely love it. This weapon will comfortably reach out to about 350 meters, just as it is. I absolutely love this sight. My vision is not perfect, and with this sight, I don't need glasses to fire longer ranges. It's I'm such a big fan of these. So in the Army, obviously, we have ACOGs, and ACOGs in the civilian world are always over $1,000. It doesn't matter if you find them in a pawn shop, you find them in a store. They're very, very expensive optics, just because they don't have a battery and because of the name. Well, this sight is literally about a quarter of that cost. Yeah, it requires batteries. I've had this sight on here for a year and haven't had to change the batteries yet. And I've done quite a bit of use with this weapon, as far as training purposes. It's never failed me. I'm a big fan of it. The build, I picked out every part for this rifle myself. Custom built it. Had a couple small issues with it, but I'll get into that into another video. But this is my battle rifle. This is Old Faithful, and this is what I would take into battle if a Red Dawn scenario happened. Obviously, I'm a big fan of PMags. Last but not least, this is one of my favorite prized possessions. This is a Mossberg Shockwave 590. Sorry, Mossberg 590 Shockwave. I'm a big fan of these shotguns. I love them. I did a lot of research between these and the Remington 870 TAC 14s. I've come to the conclusion that these are the superior between the two. The aluminum frame, perfectly fine. That's the only plus to the Remingtons. But the fact of the matter is that the Remington does carry one less round, and it's just as long. So, well, that and also this strap right here is a big deal. Do not ever fire this gun without this shotgun without other type of firearm without having your hand in that strap. I have a pretty good grip. My hands don't sweat a lot, but even then, it still slipped on me a little bit, and I caught it. One thing I do want to do is I want to take some of that leather baseball bat wrap and go ahead and go around the stocks. I can get myself, or the wrapper handle, so I can give myself some better grip. Safety features on it. I like the fact that it's ambidextrous, pretty much. This one I keep in the house. I would, if I can afford the weight, I would love to take this with me. I would absolutely take this with me in a bug out scenario. That belt right there, I have many different types of ammunition. A lot of it's buckshot. I have a couple slugs in there, and then the rest of it's filled in game rounds. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I did not say that term properly, and I apologize for that. Just target and bird shot is what the rest of those rounds are. And that's pretty much self-explanatory. It's good to have that kind of ammo. It's good to have a weapon that can fire many different types of ammunition for different needs and purposes. It just sucks that ammo is so big, it weighs so much, and it takes up so much space. Luckily, the firearm itself does not. Using a shorter shotgun like this, I'm definitely gonna have an issue and a tough time whenever it comes to accuracy, but just do the best that I can. For as badass as having an AR platform is, this is actually something I probably would not bug out with. These things are very, very heavy. The only thing that these things are really good for, in my opinion, is engaging other humans. And if that's not really the major scenario, then I probably will not take that. I wish I had more time to talk about more of these, to get more in depth into these and why I bought different things and what I got them for and everything, but YouTube has new policies, and I'm actually kind of running out of time. So if you have any questions, drop the comments, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer whatever I can. Keep watching, we'll be putting up new stuff. I'm going to try to get a new video up every week, but just stay tuned.